Hey everybody, it's Kathy here and I'm reviewing July and it's a long one. I do apologise in advance, but please stick it out. You'll be in for some surprises.
Okay, July was school holidays and I thought I would have done a whole lot more, but I'm happy with what I did do, and I actually was a little bit surprised with the amount that I did get done. So I did do 31, so that's one for every day of July. And I have now hit day 20 of August, 21 of August. So I'm 21 days ahead of myself, which is pretty good. And I'm maintaining my pace, which is excellent. I should hit 365 days this year, which has been a goal. So I went through my layouts and I'm going to just review them with you and show you things that surprise me. It's always interesting to look at your layouts post doing. It draws you back and you think, wow, I actually made that, or wow, that looks really good, or perhaps maybe I might have changed that. So let's have a look at July in review. Let's see how many layouts, and I'll give you a critique. First of all, however, I want to show this card. I haven't put a video up of this yet. I'm not sure if I will. I have got it sitting there just to go up. If you want to see the video how this was made, can you put it down in the comments down below? Let me know if you want to see how this card, which I was able to be fortunate enough to be part of the Paper Rose company's promotion for this new insert for their cards. So they asked me to work with this collection. I had to choose my own collection that I wanted to work of all of their papers and then create a card. And this is what I came up with. And I absolutely love this paper. It is just gorgeous. And then here is the card. So they had the insert here, which you can see that I had to work with. And it goes down there like so. And when you do the card, it sits up and it's a three-dimensional card. Now these are obviously their cutouts that went into it. These are the papers that I've covered, and I've pulled the card together, and I just like how this all came together. I did use my own cardstock to create the card in the gold, and that was so that it would complement the colors. And I used some die cuts in here, but this and this and all the papers are from Paper Rose Company, and I was very fortunate to be asked to be a designer again in July. So thank you, Paper Rose. I really do appreciate working with your product. It is amazing quality. And look at that. Isn't it just gorgeous? It's so pretty. That, no doubt, will go to somebody who is getting engaged in the future, possibly at work. I don't really know any other people that would be getting engaged, but yeah. So that's my card that I had to create for Paper Roses. So if you want to see how that all came together, put it down in the comments below and I will create the video up and put it up. So as I said, I managed to do 31 pages as well, plus a whole lot of embellishments, from scraps to embellishments, which I will also put up at the end, and you can see how they came together. All right, let's get started. My first layout is a double layout, so I'm really sorry that you can't see the whole double on my space, but this was from Stick It Down. I'm now part of the Stick It Down team, which is a Facebook group and on other social media, and each month there are sketches for you to use to create beautiful layouts. And fortunately I was successful to succeed and get placed on the double layout team. Now that's a challenge for me, which is fantastic because I like a challenge. I don't always do double layouts, and each month now I'll be guaranteed to do a double layout. This one here, you know, the paste, yep, the gold paste here did bleed, but unfortunately for the design it looks like it's part of the circle pattern, so it was able to blend in. So that's one thing that's a bit disappointing, but I do like how this turned out, and it's got lots and lots of photos on to those layouts. This one here was our Colour Rush inspiration from Tara over at the Paper Snob, and the colour was red, obviously, as you can see here. and I've used a whole lot of different pieces of paper to build this. This piece here is featured quite a few times on layouts recently, and I do love how this has come together. This is my middle daughter. She's 27 here, and this was when she was little, so like she was only, believe it or not, only, oh, that was Christmas, no, that's her, Humphrey. She would have only been about 3 or 4 months old there, believe it or not. She was a huge baby. She had to have only been 3 or 4 months, because after 6 months I could not carry her. She was too big. So that's yeah, that was my Rainbow Crush Red, and I like how that turned out. This one was Mad About the Mouse. We had to use fireworks as our inspiration. As I said at the time when I made this one, I take lots of fireworks photos wherever I am, but I never actually scrap them. So this was good. It forced me out there. Lots of cut files on here to create the fireworks thing. That was us at the Easter show. Yeah, not one of my most favorite photos. I mean layouts. It passed. It did, but you know, not one of my favorites. But it's okay. It's done. This one here was a shape it up one, and we had stars, and so I used this cut file here with the stars, and then I've got all the extra stars, and I do like it. It's my daughter with her new boyfriend, and it was our first outing as a group, him joining us when we went through Vivid in the city. So that's it was simple but effective. Cut files do that for you. They make your work a little bit easier, and they do look effective on a page. So that was my Shape It Up star one. This one here was for a speedy scrapbooking, which was Ginger's concept for July. We were given a whole lot of sketches to choose from, and we were asked to create at least 3 speedy scrapbook layouts, and this is the one I did. I really love how this turned out. Here's my embellishment, which was part of. I cut this out of a piece of paper because I really loved it and I didn't want to waste it, and it fitted perfectly with the theme of the page, and it's just loving all these autumn colors. So that was a great one. Alright, so this one here was a new concept that I came up with. I'm calling it the White Canvas Chronicles. Starting off with white cardstock, that's what I'm using in this one. And then I used orange as my theme, and I've built this. I had this piece here, which was from another page that I cut out, and I didn't want to waste it, so that fitted perfectly with my daughter's photo here. That's 4 of my 5 children together, so that's pretty groovy. I like how that came out, and clean and simple. This one here is of my eldest when we first got Charlie, and it was for a Paper Fun Day challenge where we had to use stencils, and you can see that I've used the stencil in the background there. And I've also used it for a Scrapbook Fantasies promo as well. All of these are Scrapbook Fantasies papers. So this is my son. This is Charlie. Charlie's a rainbow lorikeet that I rescued from school from being attacked by the magpies. And she will only come to me, and she loves my son. She just thinks he's the ant's pants, and she calls him out all the time. So that's that layout. I do like it. It's a bit monochromatic, but I do like how it's come together. Love this page. This was our Stamp and Stencil Savvy for last July. I had to do repeated stamp set. So I did with first, second generation with the leaves along here. And I did the repeated strips down the side here. And I also used the stencil here of the net swimming, all of that. This is also a Scrapbook Fantasies promo layout. All of these products are from their Sunny Days papers, and I actually love this page. I think this is a cute page. These photos are of my youngest daughter and my youngest son. That was our first year at Wet and Wild, so they would have been about 6 or 7. So that means he would have been about 9. So yeah, about 7 and 9, I think they were at this stage. So I do like these photos, and I'm glad they're in an album finally. This one here was my older son when he was 21. This is Scrap Sketch. So I used the sketch from Lisa's collection and I created this layout. During his late teens, early 20s, my son went through a phase that every 6 months he changed the colour of his hair. So this was a blonde moment for him. Yeah, he was 21 here. He was getting his helmet off my dad. So that's actually, no, I think he was 20 there. Yeah, he had dark hair at 21. So this was him at 20. And there's a halo helmet that my dad got for him for his birthday. He really he really bartered with the shop owner to get it. The shop owner didn't want to give it up, but my dad really bartered for it for my son, who still has it, and it is a collector's item. He loves his halo. He did at that time. They're still big gamers, my boys. Okay, this one here, another Scrapbook Fantasies promo. This one is just beautiful, using Nature's Way, and I love Nature's Way. I really, really love this layout and how it came together. And it was for a Scraplift Crafternoon. So I find that my Scraplift Crafternoons I'm starting to enjoy really, really, really much. That's a big surprise. I mean, I do love to scrap lift, and I think that that's a great way when you have mental blocks in crafting. And I also think it helps you try new things, to scrap lift what someone else has done and either copy it perfectly or build on it or change it or modify and adapt it. And I'm finding that in my layouts, when I'm doing that type of work, that I actually really, really like the end products. So that's a great surprise. And I love looking back over these layouts. These are of my daughter and her husband. They really were born in the wrong era. They should have been born in this old era. This was out at the Australian Pioneer Village, and they just look at home in these photos. So I really do love how this one came out. It was a scrap lift crafternoon, and so all the guesswork was taken out of it, but the creativity gets to kick in, and that's really exciting about scrap lifting. So that's a bit of a surprise to me as well. All right, this one here was a speedy scrapper, I'm sure. Yes, this was a speedy scrapping one. It was a simple sketch, and pulled it together with my papers. This was my eldest daughter that you just saw in that previous layout when she was younger, and I'd say she may have been around about 10 in this photo. It was down at the Nepean River, down on the dock down there, and I just like how this has come together. So, yep, that was a quick, simple. Sometimes it's good to do a quick and simple layout. I forget that quick and simple are sometimes great. And you can pull it off with minimal papers, and you can pull them off with minimal embellishments. Like these were fussy cut. This was an embellishment. This was out of the paper. These and the rest, everything else was paper. So that's a cool, speedy scrapbook one. This one was off the board with Pinterest with pineapple papers, and July was the month. I'm disappointed in myself in the fact that I didn't do anywhere near as many as I would. I love Pinterest. I use Pinterest for a lot of inspiration, but I just didn't get there this month, and I'm really disappointed in myself. I really, really wanted to. So that was a surprise that I didn't get as many done as I would have loved to. I'm happy with what I did get done, but I really would have liked to have done a whole lot more. This one here is a travel one. That was the focus. Took it from an ad on travel, and this is my daughter on her first plane flight ever. She doesn't travel well. She has travel sickness. So sleeping is a good option when you're doing these sorts of things. So that was a great layout. I love it. I used different cut files on this one. I love how this turned out. This was very monochromatic, but I do like it. Oh, and that's that same daughter. So this is a surprise. You're seeing them at both ends of the scales, my kids in these photos, which is really nice. Seeing them when they were younger, seeing them when they are now. This one here is her, as I said. She is a funny little girl. She was always in a dress. Didn't matter whether it was freezing cold, she had to have a dress. She loved dresses. We had so many cute, beautiful summer dresses for her when she was little. She just would, you know, only ever wear a dress. She wouldn't put on shorts. She wouldn't put on, she wanted a dress. So I love this photo capturing her impish smile and face. She was a cheeky little girl. Still is a cheeky girl. And I just love how this came together. So this one was for off the board as well. So I think this was a scrap left off the board. So I like how that turned out. And I used up all these pieces of paper to create that with triangle shapes. So it's great. This one here is another one of that same daughter. So you can see the difference in her. Still in trees, still doing what she wants. But now she's more open to the shorts, as you can see. She's this was a scrap lift crafternoon. As I said, I'm loving scrap lift crafternoon. I think it is an awesome opportunity to create with some very talented people and to pay homage to some very talented people. So I hand stitched these hexagons. I really love the colors in this photo. It was a scrap lift crafternoon. I like it. I use my gel pad, my jelly plate, to do these backgrounds. So that was a good creative inspiration there as well. I do like how that turned out, and it brought the colors out beautifully from the photo. This one here was a scrap lift crafternoon. As I said, I love scrap lift crafternoon. Do not miss a scrap lift crafternoon. I love it. Everything else could be missed, but I don't miss my scrap lift crafternoon. I have, once again, my daughter and her husband, and I just love how this turned out. This paper is just so pretty, and the combination just came together so well. I like this. I got lots of comments about this die. This was a metal die that does this, but I do like it. It's very effective. It looks good, and I need to use it a bit more, I think. I just like how that came up. Scrap lift crafternoon. Mad about mini pads. This one, I like this one. I think this is great. It definitely shows my beautiful capture on film of my visitor when I was at the quarantine station at Manly. So do you see what I saw? Crazy night. So many things were seen. So many things were heard, felt. It was a crazy night. And this is how this one came together. Lots of die cuts using both the negative and the positive, which I found that was a good surprise because it actually turned out quite good. Being able to use both sides of that. So I love how that turned out. A lot of stamping with the faux stitching here. These were all cut from squares into the triangles and then laid in a maze around the layout. So I like how that turned out. Excuse me for a second. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not feeling 100% again. Ever since I had whooping cough at the beginning of the year, I have not recovered well. All right, so this one here is a Mix It Up Monday. So you have to use your mixed media. We had a sketch that we have to follow. And this was also part of my whole kit and caboodle series because it's using up one of those kits that I had left. I just never got around to doing all of them on time, but I'm still going to go through that process. So I like this. This cheeky koala was awake at, look at it. Look here, having a, who me? Cheeky koala at Glow at Sydney Zoo when we were there. It was nice to see them alive. Well, alive by, I mean active, through the night time. So it was nice. And I used some solar paste through stencils here. I've got some ink splatters happening on there. So that's how I use my mixed media. I've got some Nuvo drops in there. It just came together so nicely. And the sketch was a great one to work with. So I really like how that turned out. This one here is a bit of fun. This was a Speedy Scrapper 2, I think. Yes, it was a speedy scrapbooking layout. It was a simple sketch, which is great, as I said. And it's my daughter. She said to me, buy me a ute, Mum. Can you buy me a ute? She really wanted a ute. So I was out shopping one day, so I bought her a ute. It was a Matchbox ute. That's a bit funny. But she has since bought herself a ute, and she now drives her ute as a tradie. She's gone from being a princess to a tradie, but she's the princess tradie. She goes with her long blonde hair and her eyelashes and her nails. Yes, those nails dig in the gardens and prune and mow and lay turf and do all of that stuff. That's what she does as her new career. She's almost finished her first year of her apprenticeship, and I'm so proud she stuck it out. She's a funny one, that one. She's my youngest, and she's the most determined. So I like how this came together. I like the colour scheme. It's a great colour scheme. I was able to use some die cuts from the, actually cut files and some die cuts. And I just love how this has turned out. Now this is a surprise. I love this layout. I really love this layout. Maybe because I'm partial to Harry Potter. I don't know. But I love this layout. But this video didn't do so great. I don't know why. It's linked down below. So actually, no, I might link it here, right here. So I don't know why this one didn't take off, but I love it. It was for the next big thing, and we had to use a giant cut file. And I love the phone box because it reminds, it just is for the photos. It's just great. This was down in Vivid. I don't know. I can't understand. But anyway, maybe, I don't know. It just didn't take off as much. So that was a big surprise to me. I thought it would have, but it didn't. Maybe if you watch it, you can let me know what it was that didn't spark anybody's interest. But I like how this came together. It was simple. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I like the simplicity of it. I like the fact that it copies them in the phone booths. And I just love the colour scheme. It's just very, very cool. Yeah, look, I even put the crown on it to match. Like, I do like it. But, yeah, that was a surprise. That one did not do as well as I thought it would. But people like different things. This one here is a scrapper sketch that Mel and I do together once a month. We went right back to the very beginning a year ago. Can you believe it? 1 year ago we started doing this, and every month we do the next sketch. So this was sketch number 11. We had to miss a month when Mel was sick. So we're up to sketch 12 now, and that will be next weekend. So please check back in and have a look at what we've been doing then. This here, I love how this came together. That's my eldest daughter. We were in the city back in 2019, and down in the rocks, the oldest part of the city, they have this beautiful heritage painting on the wall, and she was pretending she was pushing that cart up the hill. Yeah, not a chance. Not a chance. This was paper rose paper. I just love how this all came together. This one here was for my Go Create Craft design team layout. It was simple. It used strips of paper here. It used their hybrid printables. That's what the paper backgrounds were. And I just added the black to give it the oomph. And it was about your favourite foods. I love a Dagwood dog, but it's funny how I only eat it at fairs or fates or shows like the Easter show or this one here, Ludlam show. This is chip on a stick. My daughter tried that for her first time. She really enjoyed that. But it's funny, and that's what the journaling is about, that you only eat these type of foods when you're in those environments. I would no sooner eat a Dagwood dog any other day of the week than I do when I'm at one of these places. Weird. I don't get it. But anyway, when you're out, you do these things, and there's nothing. It must be just something. It's an atmospheric thing or something. You know, we're here at the fair. Let's eat these disgustingly created foods. But anyway, it's okay. I like it. It was bright, it was colourful, and it reflected the moment. Love this one. This is a Scrapbook Fantasies promo one as well. as a black sketches one where we have to use black as our background, and I used it for the Iron Crafter challenge. It's just lovely. I do like it. And I can't even remember what the Iron Crafter challenge was. Oh, use your punches, I think it was. Yes, it was. Use your punches. We had to use our punches this time. So I punched out the leaves. I punched out my border here. But I also used, as I said, Scrapbook Fantasies, Nature's Way. Fantastic collection, people. You need to check that out. It's beautiful, especially if you love greens and browns. Beautiful. So that's my daughter and her husband down at Stanwell Park Beach in this end of December last year, and that was just beautiful. I like how that's come together. This one here, this surprised me. This really was a surprise. I cannot believe so many people like this one. They watched this one, they loved it, got lots of comments on this one. This was for strip tees, where we had to use all our branding strips to create a rainbow effect layout. So I just layered them up like the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Roy G. Biv followed that pattern, and I just added in a few extras with the rainbows in it just to emulate the rainbow. And then I just layered up lots of hearts. I die cut lots of hearts in the rainbows. And look, simple design but effective. Was great for our shot here at Glow. When you went into Sydney Zoo, they had the giant crocodile that you would walk through underneath, and it just turned out amazing. I love it. This is just very, very special. A surprise, as I said, absolute surprise that this was so popular. But yep, that's strip tees, a new one that we are doing every month till the end of the year to see how popular it is. I like it. It's using up all those branding strips, and this month's one, you need to check in when that hits. Oh dear, this is a shocker. This one here was for off the board, and I used fashion, and it was overalls that had chickens on it. I also was doing a Girls Down Under prompt that was use your least favorite papers, and so I chose this brown. That's my least, like, it's not even pretty, but anyway, other people told me that they liked it, so it's all in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? I used cut files here. Created my turkey, my duck, and my goat, my turkey, and the duck. And then I had to use embellishments that were swapped, and these two chickens were from Sharon Bishop, and so I used these chickens, and that's where my heading came from. No spring chicken. Yep, no, I'm not a spring chicken. You know, I'm an old chook. And so that's how this came together. Least favorite paper, but I actually like it. It's a bit of a fun little pun. It's funny. It was from the Easter show, and you know, when I go to the Easter show and I go into the poultry pavilion, I always look for the turkey, and I was very disappointed this year. There was only one. It was a bit sad. No, maybe there might have been two. Yeah, I think there was only two, and they weren't fine specimens. Believe me, from past, these were not the best, but for some reason this year the turkeys did not shine. Ducks, millions of ducks, and this was when we were in the petting farm, and this goat here would just follow me around. It was so funny. So that's that layout. I do like how these die cuts, just a little bit of fun on that layout. This one here is another scrapbook, Scrapper Sketch design team one. This is my promo layout. I like how this came out. It was for our road trip. It had also gone into Soul Scrappers, where they had an Alice in Wonderland crop this month, and we had to use teacups on our layout. I just like it. It's pretty, it's effective, it's a hybrid paper. So yeah, that's that layout. This one here was another off the board. Yes, and this one here was a scrap lift again, I believe. Yes, I think it is. And I paper wove. So all of these things were paper wove. I do like it. It's my daughter. She's a clown. My son-in-law. This was Christmas last year when we were in the city. These poinsettias are swaps from Sharon Bishop again. I love them. They sit in beautifully. Amanda Leckie, I think, was the one that gave me this one. And I just love how this came together. Paper weaving is so much fun. I find it therapeutic. It's tricky to get it to line up, but I do like the effect. And I like that it was the red and the cream, which picks up the colours of the tree. And then I've got those different spots of colour, which picks up all the other colours in the background. So this was a cute, fun layout. It was an off the board. I really, really like how that turned out. And look, that's the back. See, you can see all the paper weaving in there. All right, this one here was a scrap lift crafternoon, and I love how this turned out. This was just fabulous. Layered circles, layered squares in behind, got some banners here, different type of title made up with wood veneers and scrabble tiles. I've got some wood veneer teapots and teacups. I really do like how that blended in. Picked up those photos beautifully. Now I could have coloured the wood veneer, but I decided to keep it raw, and that was because of the cream in the papers, and I do like how that turned out. Very, very cute. Fussy cut these flowers. It just flowed nicely, that layout, and that was a scrap lift crafternoon, and I do like it. Yeah, got a bit of stenciling in it, got some stamping, got some doodling. Yeah, lots of things happening in that one, so I like that. And this one here, isn't it cute? This was another scrap lift crafternoon. This koala, this is a different koala to the other one. This is a bigger koala. As I said, they were very active at night at glow. I like how this came together. Pretty simple, but a great scrap lift. I like it. Yeah, a little bit of everything on this page. I do like how the title came together. And it's surprising that's the most things that people commented on was about the title. They liked the title, so that's a surprise. So that was a scrap lift crafternoon. This one here was for Linda, the Scrapbooking Photographer's 500 subscriber hop, which was great. We celebrated Linda. You know, well done, Linda. Great achievement. I pulled this piece, like these are all different pieces of paper, all pulled together, layered together. Then I doodled onto the layout, stamped onto the layout. She wanted a bit of mixed media in there. It had to be a selfie of yourself, and it had to be a reflection of you. So your style, my type of liking, I like how this came out. It's pretty cool. I love Sydney at night. It's just beautiful. Look at it. The Harbour Bridge is just magic. I swear, if you're ever in Sydney, Australia, you need to do the city in the night. It's just so beautiful. It's just beautiful. Like, our harbour is beautiful by day, but at night it's spectacular. And then I have my last one here, which is Ivy, and she is positively loved. This was Pour Your Way Into Our Heart. I also did it with a white with one challenge where I had to use brown and your pets, and I just love how this turned out. I've got some sewing in here. I've got some die cuts happening. I've got those hearts again, but this time in the dog papers. I've got some ink splatters. I've got some modelling paste in there, some texture paste, some paints, some ink swipes, a whole lot going on in this layout here. Absolutely love how this turned out. Got lots of texture, lots of depth. Great layout. So that's layout number 31 for the month of July. I cannot believe I managed to get 31. I am surprised. I honestly thought I'd only done about 20. And when you bring them all together again, it's amazing how many you have achieved. So maybe you might like to do that. Check out how many. Put them all in a pile for 1 month and see how many you get done. It is a bit surprising when you look back. I like it. It is a challenge to yourself to produce, and I do like them. They are quite detailed layouts, I admit. I like a busy layout. I like lots of things. I'm a frustrated artist, I call myself, when I scrapbook. It's taking out that inner artist and allowing me to be creative on paper. And I love how this has all turned out. Another stack done, another pile done, 31 more layouts into albums, which is amazing. Plus a card. Don't forget, let me know if you want to see that video. Put it down in the comments down below and I will upload it. And here, I'm up to here, almost to the end of August, and we're only at the beginning of August, which is fantastic. So following this are just the embellishments I created. Happy scrapping, everybody. I do appreciate you stopping by to review the month with me. It is always good to go back and have a look at what you've created. You might be surprised and you'll see some techniques and you'll also go, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have changed this. Thanks everybody for this. I just like these reviews every month. So let's check out the embellishments. These were all swaps and they are going to homes that are not mine. Although a couple of them I did keep one for myself as well. So let's see what you think about those.
So they were the layouts, and here are the embellishments as promised. Lots of different ones, little cute ones. They're off to new homes and hopefully they will enjoy them as much as I enjoyed making them. So thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate you sticking it out to the end. Happy scrapping till next time, and here's my next video recommendation for you. See you over there real soon.